Hello, everyone. My name is Jokke Maki. I'm GlucoModicum CEO. The company started 2017 when University of Helsinki research program, they discovered a new method to transport molecules into human body and out of human body without the use of needles. That was quite unique and interesting. And that technology has been now productized into a small size medical grade device, which is a wearable and which enables needle-free glucose monitoring. There are quite a few persons globally who need to monitor their glucose values. Their glucose values are way too high. First, there is a risk group, then pre-diabetes, and then different phases of type 2 diabetes, and then type 1 diabetes. The annual cost of diabetes-related health cost is roughly 1 trillion. And instead of it taking care of the last stages of diabetes-related complications, I think there is increasing focus on doing earlier glucose monitoring and doing proactive glucose monitoring. All of us, we've seen the existing CGMs. They're mainly only used by the insulin patients. And then they're making a push towards the larger groups of people, but they're too heavy tools. Wearing a too weak CGM for patients who are not critically ill, that's an overkill. And then having the finger prick or A1C is not an optimal user experience either. So there's a massive need for a glucose monitoring solution which could be and should be used periodically. That's what we've been doing. We've done productization 7 years, hardcore science. We've done multiple different prototypes in Finland. And then we seek the best possible partner in the US. I guess, stuff like this, it needs to be done in the US. We found a really good CDMO. They have 50 years experience of doing FDA-approved devices, extensive experience of CGMs as well. They did 10 months due diligence before they agreed to work with us. Now we've been working together. We've productized this technology into a small size wearable, which you see there. It's the actual device. So that we have optimized the usability, human factors, the cost, and manufacturability. Interestingly, this US-based player, they flew in a film crew to Helsinki last year. They created a video of us, and that was the first time that they created a video like that outside of the USA. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Then this is the actual product. So there is a durable device that the user can use for 2 years, and then you can charge it overnight, and then there's a plug-and-play consumable biosensor that you put into the device, and there's adhesive, you put it on your arm. The product that we are selling here is a 1-day glucose monitoring time in range, and then it needs to be accurate, easy to use, small in size, affordable, needle-free. Then how is it possible? So with MHD technology, we can extract interstitial fluid to the surface of the skin. The glucose molecules in interstitial fluid, the biosensor reacts to the glucose molecules, it creates a signal, it goes to electronics for analysis, and then we get a value. So we use the existing technologies, which the general performance has increased a lot during the past years. But you see the number one over there, the MHD, that has been the missing link, and that was the reason why I joined this company a while ago. So this is the first time there is something new, and we are the only company globally who has right to use this technology. It's been peer-reviewed, clinical performance 13x versus state of art. This is the new state of art. Interesting. Then the clinical performance, the accuracy, that's of course the everything. So we've run broad clinical trials. The overall N with the existing product version is N north of 1,000. We see strong correlation to blood glucose in multi-hour glucose tolerance tests, and then we don't use lab stuff. This is actually a device which is mass manufacturable. To my understanding, no one has been able to create this earlier. Then, of course, low cost is the key. So we need to be able to manufacture this cost efficiently. So actually, this is the device here. The first mass manufacturable units are shipping as we speak. And then concerning the biosensor, we enter into master service agreement within 2 months. So we've been doing a lot of work in this field as well. So fairly high volumes, 21 million units in the first waves. We've been looking at the pricing, the Dexcom and Abbott pricing. We know that we can go clearly below, and that's a key for us. Otherwise, this wouldn't be viable. And even though the Dexcom pricing went down a while ago. The ones people who don't know the existing CGMs, once after you use it, you throw away the everything, the battery, the microprocessor, the electronics, the everything. Versus with us, you would dispose the biosensor. This sets us in an interesting position. Then we're actually doing this. So with the product program, we are designing the packaging, how many sensors there will be, and this has been aligned. We are aligning this with the go-to-market partners and distributors. There's a medical grade app, FDA grade. It's already being in the use on Android and on iPhone. So this is trivial, but we need to make this right as well. We introduced, or it was not us, it was one of the most recognized consulting firms on the planet. They introduced this product to 100 medical doctors, diabetes doctors in Italy and Germany. So I was worried what they would say about this. Is this interesting? So, but you see the text here, willingness to prescribe. So I think this is, the numbers are promising, and particularly looking at then the big user groups over here. Then roadmap, all the companies, good companies, they need to have roadmaps. We can miniaturize this even further, 50% size reduction, and bringing other analytes concerning the sensors. So this is in the works. Or actually the first versions do exist. Unique team, it's a busy slide. Don't look at it, too detailed. So we've done medical devices earlier. We have, the team has IPO'd and exited different companies and run multi-billion business operations. So I think we have a quite experienced and unique team. 50 persons, 17 nationalities. This is the simplified go-to, the blueprint, 7 years in R&D and prioritization, multiple clinical trials, intellectual property protected very broadly. All of the tech layers have been peer-reviewed and by the global scientific community, looking at the manufacturing blueprint, go-to-market, and then now we're heading towards the pivotal clinical trials and launch in the EU. To date, we have used 18 million, 1/8, during the 7 years of operation. That's just incredible. Many of the Americans, they don't understand this at all. So typically it's 10x versus what we've been using. We have 13 million in the bank account, and then we will be raising 20 to 25 million Q4 this year. We have received substantial non-diluting funding, and then we have very narrow cap table, a few family offices, extremely knowledgeable about Medtech. They have their own medical doctors and then PhDs. And then we've received the European Commission, the Seal of Excellence, and we do have the EIB term sheet, 8 million. So we have option to use that in the next funding round, or we can skip it. Yeah, so this is the summary. We have introduced, or I have introduced a lot. Needle-free, affordable, reusable, small size CGM. So even introducing one of these, someone would call it a breakthrough. But combining all of this, it hasn't been exactly very trivial. And this is interesting. So at LSI, I look forward to discuss with investors and partners who understand what this actually means and who have a shared vision of what we do. On this note, I say thank you for your attention.